Okay, I'm at the bottom of the slag pile from the Guardian Coal Company that went out of business in the late 30s. They dumped all the slag and dirt, rock, and waste from the mine openings above here. We counted 8 openings, and we're going to go up to opening number 5 or 6. Okay, that hump there is that slag pile. We're at the top of it now. And this wide road was the haul road used by the Guardian Coal Company. And this depression right in here was where the first mine opening was. You can see it's a nice gradual trail to drive up. And we did find some iron rails, so apparently they brought their coal out on iron rails from up here. We're going to drive from number 1 to the next one and pass several of these until we get the one we're looking for. Okay, we're coming up on number 2. Mine opening number 2. Here's mine opening number 2. See, most of these are caved in. You can't see the actual openings. This is where they dug in for number 2. Here's opening number 3. Once again, it's caved in. This is opening number 3. Here's number 4. And the interesting thing about number 4 is there's like a brick chimney built at the front of it. The only thing we could think there is they built that after they mined that section out. It's all red brick with nothing imprinted on it. Now that chimney's probably there for, it wasn't to smelt coal into coke, because there's no tar or black marks on the inside of the chimney. We think probably it was built for either keeping the miners warm in the winter or cooking. I mean, that's where they cook. And before we come back to this, we'll go look at the other openings. This was 4, if I've counted right. And I'll show you where some iron rail is. See, here's some slag on the ground. Bits and pieces of black coal. Right up here's mine opening number 5. This one definitely looks like it collapsed at one time. As you can see, the rocks collapsed in on it. It's number 5, 6 is just right up here. Right here was 6, and you can see it's collapsed. Mine opening number 6, Guardian Coal Company. See, once again on the ground, you can still see the bits and pieces of coal and slag right there. Here we are. By the way, right there's a rail under this wood. And why that wasn't pulled up, I don't know. We believe this was one of the openings, so number 7 here, and it's collapsed in. We're going to metal detect along here, see if we find any spikes or anything. Here looks to be another opening, if this is number 8. Okay, so that railroad iron there is right before the 7th opening as you go up from the bottom. We'll see how long that is. Right there is the 7th opening, and the 8th one's just right over there. Okay, as I was metal detecting here, I got a couple hits. And the interesting thing is, as you dig into the ground about 3 or 4 inches below it is like a layer of slag, coal dust. It's all black, no matter where you dig. And you can see some on the top of the ground here. So about 4 inches of mud and stuff over the years have accumulated on top of what probably this looked like back in the 30s. Okay, here's about an 8-foot rail out of the Guardian Coal Company drag road. Interesting connectors down here. Looked like there was a piece on both sides. That side just happened to be bent up when they tried to take it out of here. But this one got left for some reason. And this was right before mine opening number 7. It was actually laying right here where my metal detector is. And maybe another 10 feet past the metal detector. Oop. Another 10 feet past where I have this metal detector at. Found the first spike, which I expected to be a lot of spikes because on the Midland Railroad, when they pulled those rails up, they just tossed all the spikes and connectors and bolts. Okay, I'm only about 20 feet away from the other rail, and I just metal detected another rail here. It was only buried about an inch into the ground. So we're going to try to get that out of here, see how long that one is. Okay, this rail's only about 5 feet. I'm just surprised, given this coal company went out in the late 30s or early 40s. They pulled up all the rails along here for scrap iron for the war effort, but here's 2 left. Who knows how many more laying here. Again, this one's actually just past mine opening number 7. As you can see, I've uncovered a 3rd one. That almost looks like it was leading into mine opening number 7. Right there is where that last 5-foot one was. This one's here. It might be a little harder to get out depending on how long it is. It's really buried. That other one is right there. Okay, this one here is probably going to stay buried. It's barely budging, so it's a long tract. Who knows, it may be connected still. Going back up into the dirt and where this collapse is. Okay, all 3 of these spikes, along with all 3 rails, and the spike on the left there, are remarkably intact. All of them by mine opening number 7. Here's the 2 rails I have got out. Right there's number 7. Okay, we're about to go into the Guardian Coal Company mine opening number 4, the one that has the broken down chimney in front. I think we could get in this now. Let's see how it works. Oop. is a deep opening. And it sure looks like there's water in there. Oh yeah. I was actually hitting the water, I think. Oh shoot. Water dripping down there, be my guess. So that's what it looks like. It's hard to say how deep that goes. And this is deep. This is probably, excuse me, not deep, but the height is probably 6 feet. Based on where I have the wood device here with the camera on it, I'm only about, I'm going to say 6 to 7 feet from the top of the ceiling down to the floor where I have this. So that's how deep that mine, or tall the mine is. It's a mine you could probably walk in if the opening would have been cleared here. I can move the camera a little. That's looking basically straight on. You can see there's water landing and there's water dripping. It's not dripping from the outside. That water's from the inside of the mountain, because there's nothing dripping on the outside here. It's just hard to say how deep that goes. That's just looking off to the left side there. You can see where they chipped away there at the shale and coal. That's about straight there. Yep. You can see other beams back there. Now, I'd say that's a beam. You know, now the more I look at it on the screen, that's probably just a rock there. But you do see they put some posts underneath it. Could be wrong. I'll have to look at it on the big screen. Even the computer screen gives me a better idea of what that looks like. The angle is flattening out on me. Yeah. So you judge. That does not appear to be a log beam, but just the roof there. The closer I look at it, I mean, that's what it appears to me. Maybe seeing the back of the mine there, I'm not sure. Okay, this is the very long, gradual sled or haul road that the Guardian Coal Company used to bring the coal out. I just came past the first mine opening, and it starts to gradually go downhill. It's a nice wide path. About 15-20 years ago, loggers did use it and put some water bars on it. A long time ago when we'd walk it, this was just a smooth path. I may come back and metal detect to see if there's any rails on this, because I found rails back up at mine opening number 7. Okay, the Guardian Coal Company's offices were in this area here and on around into the woods there off to the left a little. There were some right in here. And that picture of John Carter, the foreman of the Guardian Coal Company, and again, I think it's 34 or 36, I'll put the note on the video. He was standing in this area where my four-wheeler is and where I'm filming right now, looking back at that field there. That field's locally known as Coal Town, but that's where all the houses that the Guardian Coal Company built for its workers, and then after they moved out in about 1940, local residents just kind of took over, squatted on the property for a long time, even though it was still owned by the Guardian Coal Company, who sold out to Juliana Mining. Juliana Mining then sold out to Consolidated, and Consolidated sold the land to Beckwith, retaining the coal rights. And that field there But the only thing it's been used for since is Magistrate John Stone, Webster County Magistrate, ran his horses there for several years, up until about 3 or 4 years ago, and before he moved. So that's Coal Town, that growed up field. This is a better view of the remains of that cellar house with that same plain red brick that was up at the chimney at the mine opening number 4, built by the Guardian Coal Company in the 30s. So you can see this Coal Town field where the Coal Town houses were that the workers, Guardian Coal Company workers, lived at, was right in here. The offices were back that direction.